Hey, this is a video for those of you who might be new to Ableton, or fairly new to it anyways, and have recorded your tracks in here and are looking just to save it out. It's a really simple thing to do. This Ableton has a function here to allow you to do a few different things. This will allow you to loop a section of your song, this little slider here, so you can move it back and forth if you want by holding it above here in the little black bar, and you can just move it back and forth up in this section. To save out a track, you can save out a clip, you can save out a section, you can save out the whole song. It just kind of depends on what it is you're trying to do. For here, I just threw together a quick clip of some stuff that I was working on. Clearly, you see here that the drum parts aren't finished yet. I just kind of cut and pasted some tracks. This isn't even the way to do it because they're like pre-stereo tracks, so it's wrong to begin with. But anyway, so I'm just using this as the example. So what you do is you just grab the slider to whatever the section is of the song that you want to save out, whether it being the whole part or just a section. For mine, mine ends right here. I'm just going to play the end of it. So right here at the end is where mine ends. So what I would do is I just take the slider and you move it all the way to the edge and then just pull this over to the edge of where your song is supposed to end. Now keep in mind, if you have some cymbals or something that's going to ring out, after that you might want to just zoom up like I did there and go just a few extra clicks just to get that wash from the cymbal. It just kind of depends on what it is that you're saving out. Once you've gone ahead and stretched it to where you need it to be, just select it so that it's yellow. Up here you have File, Export, and then here this window pops up. This gives you some different options here. You can select a section and just render it as a loop and play the loop over and over. A normalize will boost the levels to the maximum peak available. I don't typically do this because I want to hear what my mix actually sounds like without any kind of interference from anything else. You have some other options down here. You're not going to convert to mono unless you're saving out an individual track that you might want to give to somebody to add to some more music. Here you have some different options. I always select WAV because that's the format I use. I record in 24-bit, but typically when I'm saving it out just to listen to it, I'll save it in 16-bit. You might have some options here, 32, whatever, but for me, just to save it out and listen, I use 16-bit. Now your dither option, this tends to render the highest amount of, I don't know, I guess frequency response, but it does add a little bit of noise in the background. So the different options kind of give you different dithering options. The analysis file, I always turn that off because I don't need it to tell me what it's going to do. Here you have some video options. If you have an encoder installed, I'm not using this for video in this case. So I don't really need it. So at this point, this is pretty much what it looks like when I go ahead and export the stuff. Now you'll notice up at the top here, you have the option to render the master track, which is going to be everything, or you can just do the drums, the bass, as you see here, the individual tracks. You can render them solo to save those out. But for my purpose here, we're just going to render the whole thing, and really that's it. You click OK. It asks you where you're going to want to save it to. I'm going to select my music library, and I'm going to hit OK or save. And that's it. You should have your master track. If you go to where you saved your file out, which in my case was my music's library, I have the file right here. Hope this helps.